Hello everyone, today we will discuss about a business law. We are using Canadian business law today by Professor John Piccolo in Niagara College. Okay, so this is owned by McGraw-Hill in terms of the PowerPoint presentations copyright. So we have a number of learning objectives here. There's about 8 of them. The first one is to understand the law society and the role of the law in the society. Number 2, understand how the law plays in part of business. Number 3, understand the importance and protecting a business with risk management. Number 4, identify how ethics play in the role of law and in business. Number 5 is identify the types and area and sources of law. Number 6, understanding how laws are made. Number 7, understand how the court system is. Number 8, define alternative dispute resolution, which is ADR, and its benefits. Okay, let's dive in now. What is the law in today's society? It is the rule and conduct which protects the right of individual in any business. Okay, all types of law provide regulation and rules about how we conduct ourselves and how business conduct their business affairs. In the world business, there are many federal, provincial, as well as municipal law that protect business and the public from harm. So this is important in most of G7 countries, developed economies. The law is the supreme. That's why we see in this part of the world, the law is at the highest body of the governing to make the in terms of order of the society. Okay. Today's laws today's society today we call it there's a call PIPEDA. PIPEDA is the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Document Act. This apply in terms of collection and the use of disclosure of personal informations for any commercial activities. Okay, it protects the informations of a public and provides guidelines for business surrounding their legal and ethical responsibility to the any individual they interact, such as employees and clients. Okay. Privacy plans is a list of rules and conduct of employees relating to the creations, usage control, and maintenance of the informations. And make your employee aware of their privacy right and those of the customers. In terms of business, a business should put in their company privacy policy. Okay, this is a standard in the that has just been recently in play in Canada, for about 5 years, 5 to 10 years ago. It's a pledge to protect the privacy of customer and clients, what information that is collected, how it's collected, and the type of information that is collected automatically via cookies on the website, notify any information that will be provided but to a third party, explanation for sharing of information with trusted partners. So basically, you need to disclose whether you're going to share the privacy information to others or third parties. In terms of business law, this is all the laws that are created in order to form and run a business. It is rules and regulation and processes and procedures that a person need to know in order to be successful in their field of business. It is important to know about the law and the different areas of the law in order to minimize the risk that can occur. From a moment a business person form a business throughout the life of the business, it's possibly to the completion of the business, law are in place to protect the business and the owner as well as the public. The laws are the guide the person in the proper way to conduct the business. In terms of risk management, a positive business management practice realizes and assesses the risk associated with the activities of the business. Strong business management means knowing and understanding the risks and managing them legally and ethically. Okay, business ethic is the way business behave, moral decision made by stakeholders of a business. Knowing and managing risks when making decisions by understanding the guidelines, rules, and regulation and the law of an industry will help in the success of a business. Stakeholders, people, and groups are directly and indirectly involved in a business, such as employees, shareholders, suppliers, charitable organizations. And how to handle sexual harassment complained by an employees. And so you need to know as well the type of submit information to the CRA, which CRA is the Canadian Revenue Agency, which is similar to IRS in the US, okay? There are types, area, and source of law in Canada. There are two types of law. Which one is the first one is called public law, sets the rule and relationship between the person, organization, and society. It dictates that the business, what the business is, or the individual that cannot do, and the governing way that makes those decisions, and the process that happens when there's a dispute. As well, there's a criminal law, administrative law, and constitutional law. Okay, that's the public law. And then the private law, it says the rule of engagement within individual or so-called civil law. Those rule engagement could involve a dispute, a harm done to someone or their property, or a breach of an agreement between individual or organization or businesses. Okay. Public law number one is that divided into four distinct areas such as criminal law, constitutional law, administrative law, and tax law. Public law number two, criminal law is the area of law where the defendant is charged with a crime and the crown prosecutor brings the defendant to trial. For example, corruptions, embezzlement, those are the things that will be a criminal. Crown prosecutor must prove beyond a reasonable doubt the defendant is guilty of the crime. It deals with a set of rules such as the one released in the Criminal Code of Canada that individual and organization must obey. Criminal law is designed to protect society from crimes such as assault, battery theft, identity theft, fraud, and murder. Meanwhile, constitutional law involves between our Charter of Rights and Freedom or the Constitution Act and individual or organization. It limits the exercise of government power over individual through the protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Okay? And then administrative law, however, is a group of law and regulations within the industry such as municipality, provincially, federally, as well as internationally. The Environmental Review Board is provincial and federal law. Human Rights Tribunal, which is provincial and federal. Labor Regulation Board, which is provincial. Zoning Commission will be municipal. For example, parking tickets in my area, for example, in Burlington City, if you cannot park during after midnight from 11 to 7 a.m., that is called zoning commission, municipal law, by law. Okay. Tax law number 5, which is an individual or organization has an issue with the federal income tax and particular decisions such as CRA, it can be decided before the tax court. Such that there are law that is related to this, which is the Income Tax Act, Employment Insurance Act, and Custom Act. If you're a Canadian citizen or American citizen, regardless wherever you are, whether you live in Africa and Amazon or Zimbabwe or Indonesia or Malaysia or maybe hiding somewhere in Alaska, you still are required to file an income tax every year. Okay, that is the law. If you do not file your income tax, then you will lose some of your benefits as a citizen. Okay, civil law, private law deals with dispute between individuals where one party has been harmed or injured and is seeking compensation. Civil or private law is called tort law. Okay, this is tort law, which is civil law. Civil law or tort law has to do with the injury that a person or organization commit to another person or organization. The person or organization who is injured is called the plaintiff, and they sue the person who is injured them. Okay, that's called the plaintiff. The person organized who is being sued is called the defendant. So this is a typical criminal law. The criminal law will be like theft, mischief, robbery, trafficking. It will be Crown versus the accused. And a decision based on the Crown, providing that the accused is guilty, the provincial court trial, there's a provincial court judge, and there's a preliminary inquiry if it is a serious case, if it's a Supreme Court trial, there's a judge or jury as well. If this decision will be given not guilty or guilty. If this guilty, will go to the sentence. This is the typical criminal law flow. Okay, and civil law is the other way between two parties, And then it's with the personal injury, contract, divorce, or contested will. Okay, there's two parties gonna against each other called the one that sued the case, the side of the case called plaintiff. The person that being sued is called the defendants, and the decision will be made on the balance of the probabilities, which is a pre-trial, and there's a pre-trial settlement. Judge will alone here. There's a trial, there's just and jury, there's a liability or not liability. If it's a liability, it will be only money. Okay, if it is criminal law, will be both of them, sentence and money. Okay, that's the difference between criminal and civil law. Okay. Aboriginal law, as the term Aboriginal is used by Canadian institution, is First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. This is for the people that the original owner of this land, which is Canada. Okay, Canada law provides constitutional law, constitutional right to the land and tradition of all the indigenous people. As of 2008, indigenous people can now make complaints of discrimination to the Canadian Human Rights Commissions. Okay. Sources of law will be statute of law, such as using a set of codes and rules and regulations that are created by the government or administrative body, such as Criminal Code of Canada, Income Tax Act, Copyright Act, and Matrimonial Property Act. This is for people that are married or divorced. Copyright Act, for example, for the trademark. Income Tax Act for your income tax. Criminal law for any criminal activities. Okay. Common law is based on the decision handed down case by case. That is not criminal law. Decision of previous similar case are used as a basis of a court decisions. Common law is the law of the president. This is the key part. Common law is the law of the president. The stare decisis is a doctrine where lower court is similar matter use the decision of a higher court. Okay. Common law or case law, any dispute between individual that requires solution or remedy is considered as a civil law matters. Either contract law, property law, or family law. These are civil cases. You can take it to the family lawyer, to family court law, or property law. You can go to any civil court anywhere in Canada. Source of law will be case law, comes from the decision of a previous criminal cases, also called common law or legislative law. The laws are created from municipal, provincial, as well as territorial and federal government. How laws are made in Canada, based on the Constitution Act of 1867, which is outlined the executive and legislative power of federal and provincial government. Okay. Number 2, Constitution Act 1982, which enhances the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and Charter of Rights and Freedoms, protect Canadian fundamental freedoms such as freedom of religion and mobility, legal and democratic rights, as to name a few. Okay. Statutes. Statutes is a law enacted at the municipal level or provincial level or at federal level. Once a provincial legislature create an act by the way of statute, it becomes a law which judge will rule. Statute supersede any judge-made ruling. Regulation, laws developed by the department and other organizations in specific area. So in terms of federal, these are the list of law available from Canada Labor Code, Competition Act, Income Tax Act, Canada Commission's Health and Safety Regulation, Food and Drug Regulations. For provincial and territorial of each province, such as property, employment standard, provincial court, and public health. For municipality will be property tax, commercial property, as well as noise. A good example by law noise, you pass by any in Oakville or maybe in Burlington in the Lakeshore area, there is a bylaw noise for any muffler, any noise of the car, or modified muffler for any car or motorcycle above certain noise level. So that is called bylaw. Okay. Court system, the Canadian system of government, which is judiciary branch, resolve dispute according to law, including dispute how legislative and executive powers are exercised. Executive branch has the power to make, alter, and legislate laws. Executive branch is in particular the Prime Minister and public service as identified agency and board and commission is responsible for administering and enforcing the law. The role of the courts, it is a justice system which is the mechanism that upholds the rule of the law. Court provides a forum to resolve dispute and test and enforce law in a fair and rational manner. The court are impartial forum. Court decisions are based on what the law says and what the evidence proves. Okay. Supreme Court of Canada, these are the top of the line. Below it, the Court of Appeals, okay, or Federal Court of Canada. There's a tax court here, there's a federal court here, and trial division here in the Federal Court of Canada. The Court of Appeal is a Supreme Court of Province, and the small claims court under provisional law. The same thing here. This is the way it goes in terms of the hierarchy. Okay, the top of the chain will be Supreme Court of Canada. Okay. And each province, it has the court of appeal for each province. Okay. You start that if you want to file a claim, you start with provincial court or also in small claim courts. As well as ADR. What does ADR stand for? Alternative Dispute Resolution. It's a different way to solve dispute and do not involve formality of a court or civil litigation such as mediation or arbitration. It saves time, saves money, creates goodwill, as well as maintain privacy. Okay, that's the one. So we have a number of quick questions here. Question 1, what is the importance of the understanding of law for business today? So you need to understand all this law and all the quick questions provided. Okay, practice this in the book that is provided. Why is it important for business to have a privacy plan? There's a reason why. Okay, and what is meant, the term of risk management, objective number 3, and define the areas of law. What is the difference of them between civil law as well as criminal law? So you understand of them. Key question number 2, how will you compare a criminal case or to civil case? Remember, I described to you the cash flow, the flow charts of the civil case versus criminal case. The civil case, if you win, you're going to get money. If criminal case, if you lost, you're going to get sentence as well as money as well, money. Vandalism, destroy bench of town park. Is this matter public or private law? Okay, that's vandalism. Okay, vandalism means public in a town park. That's the key part. Okay, it's town park. It's a criminal activities. Why would parties involved in excuse me, pursue ADR, which is alternative dispute? This is basically to save time, money, and faster. Key term here that you need to know: the laws, the rule of conduct that protect the rights of individual and business. Privacy plan, which is a list of rules of conduct for employees relating to creation, usage, control, and maintenance of information. Number 3, business law includes all the laws that are created in order to form and run business. Okay. Key term number 2, which is risk management, a positive business management practice that realize and assess the risk associated with the activities of the business. It is a business ethic, is the way of a business behave. Moral decision made by stakeholder of a business. Public law sets the rule for the relationship between the person and the society. Private law sets the rules of engagement between the individual. Statute law is a set of codes, rules, and regulations that are created by the government or an administrative body. Common law is based on the decision handed down from a case to case that is not criminal law. Statute is a law enacted at the municipal and provincial or at federal level. ADR, which is alternative dispute resolution, is a different way to resolve your dispute that do not involve formality of court litigation. Those are the key terms that are described in 3 pages of the slide. Okay, so this basically concludes chapter 1 of the business law. So I will post this in YouTube as well as in Edpuzzle, so you can review this, you can practice this as well for your midterm. Thank you. Bye-bye.